Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're working on two new recipes out of the Japanese cookbook that we've been working on this month. And one of the recipes we're working on is the homemade tonkatsu sauce. And to pair well with the tonkatsu sauce is a classic tonkatsu, like pork tonkatsu. Or in my case, we're not going to do pork, but it calls for it. We're going to do some chicken katsu, all right? So we're just going to jump into it.
So we're going to start off like how we always start off, and that's by prepping our ingredients. We're going to take about 2 medium onions, and we're going to thinly slice them. We're going to now take 2 medium apples and peel them, core them, and coarsely chop. We're going to take about a pound of tomatoes, and we're going to coarsely chop them and set those aside. We're going to take 3 cloves of garlic, we're going to peel them, and we're going to coarsely chop them. We're going to take a large saucepan or stock pot and we're going to heat it over medium heat. Once it's heated, we're going to add the oil, which is about a tablespoon of vegetable oil. And once it's hot, we're going to add in the onions. Cook and stir them for about 10 minutes until the onions are brown. So once onions have been browned, we're going to add in the apples, tomatoes, garlic, and we're going to take 2 cups of sake, 3 cups of water, 2 teaspoons of salt, a 1/4 cup of sugar, a 1/2 cup of soy sauce, a 1/2 cup of vinegar, a tablespoon of tomato paste, and we're going to take 1 piece of kombu, which is about like 6 inches, and we're going to throw in 1 bay leaf. And we're going to start by increasing the heat to high, and as soon as the liquid boils, reduce the heat to low and simmer for 30 minutes. And we're going to leave that baby there for a bit. After the 30 minutes, you want to remove the kombu and bay leaf and allow the mixture to cool to room temperature. Now that it's cooled and in batches, we're going to ladle the mixture into the work bowl of a blender or a food processor, and we're going to blend until smooth for about a minute. We're going to repeat until the entire mixture has been blended. Drain the sauce through a sieve or a colander into a large saucepan to remove bits of tomato skin and seeds. And make sure that your sieve or colander is not too fine or the sauce won't strain. You don't want that. Now we're going to add in a pinch of cayenne, a pinch of ground white pepper, a pinch of cinnamon, a pinch of nutmeg, and a pinch of allspice. And now we're going to take 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce and add it to the mix, and we're going to combine it. And now we're going to transfer the sauce to a saucepan and simmer for about 10 minutes over medium heat. After it's been simmering, we're going to allow the sauce to return to room temperature before using it. And now we're going to take 3/4 pound of cabbage, core it, and coarsely chop it. We're going to take either 4 fillets of boneless pork shoulder, pork loin, and in my case, I use chicken because I prefer it. When you can use chicken or pork, whatever your preference is. Now you're going to take your chicken and you're going to fillet it right down the middle. It's called a butterfly cut, and you're going to shimmy it through the middle, cut it straight down, and you're going to get 2 pieces out of that 1 chicken fillet. And now we're going to take some plastic wrap, place it over the chicken, take either a rolling pin, a saucepan, or anything heavy to be able to beat the chicken down to some even thickness. And now we're going to season our chicken. You can either season it with salt and pepper, but I chose to opt in and season it with miso because that's my preference. And honestly, it has a really good flavor that way. So I'm going to take about a tablespoon or 2 on each cutlet and just season it both sides. After your chicken has been seasoned, throw it into a Ziploc bag and pop it into the fridge overnight or for an hour or so to let the flavors marinate. We're going to start by taking 3 plates, and this is going to be our breading station. We're going to take 2 to 4 eggs. We're going to scramble them and put that in 1 plate. We're going to take the other plate and we're going to put about a 1/2 cup to a cup of flour. And then in the next plate, we're going to take 2 cups of panko breadcrumbs, or more, as much as you need, depending on how many katsu chickens you're going to make. We're going to place a cast iron skillet on a burner and fill the skillet with vegetable oil to a height of at least 1 inch. We want to attach a deep fry thermometer known as a candy thermometer to the side of the skillet. That way you heat your chicken to perfection and not burn it so quickly. While the oil is heating, we're going to bread the chicken. First, dredge a fillet in flour on both sides and shake off your excess flour. Secondly, we're going to dip the fillet into the egg, coating both sides. Now we're going to repeat the process again by taking the chicken and dredging it into the flour on both sides and then back into the egg on both sides. Now we're going to finally lay it onto the panko breadcrumbs. Pile panko on top of the chicken with your fingers and then gently press the panko onto the fillet with the palms of your hand so a generous layer of panko sticks to the fillet on both sides. And now we're going to repeat with the other fillets and set them aside. When the oil has officially heated, carefully drop in your chicken cutlets away from you so the oil does not splash onto you. We're gonna cook the tonkatsu in batches and be careful not to overfill the skillet. This will lower the cooking temperature and use at most half the surface area of the cooking oil. If the oil is too hot, your tonkatsu will burn. If it's too low, the tonkatsu will come out soggy and greasy, and you don't want that. We're gonna cook the tonkatsu for about 4 minutes, turning once until the fillets turn golden brown and until your meat thermometer says 165 internally. Once they're ready, you're gonna transfer them to your metal rack and you're gonna let them drain. So now we're gonna move on to making the cabbage slaw while your chicken is draining. And we're gonna take about a half bunch of green onion and thinly slice it. Now we're gonna throw in a pinch of salt to taste it, crunch it up a little bit with your fingers. You're gonna squeeze in some lemon juice. We're gonna throw in the good old boy fashioned man, spicy chili garlic, and we're gonna mix it and set it aside. So the one way I decided to eat this beautiful chicken tonkatsu is making it into a tonkatsu sando, which is basically a chicken sandwich. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our homemade shokupan, which is a very well-established white bread in Japan that everybody loves over there. And we're gonna take our slaw, place it onto one side of the bread, cut your chicken to size, throw on some of that tonkatsu sauce, place the chicken on top, throw on some Kewpie mayo, sandwich it with the other piece of bread, and we're gonna eat it that way.
So everything is officially done. We have our tonkatsu sauce, which honestly is really bomb. I remember looking on YouTube looking for a tonkatsu sauce to use with the chicken, or with the katsu or the tonkatsu, pork or whatever you use. And everything was just so quick and it didn't seem so authentic, which I get it. Like you can do something real quick, but this, like no freaking joke, is so good. Props to the chef and author who created this book, because that's good. I did make a tonkatsu sando because you could easily just fry your chicken or your pork cutlet the same way and just cut it up, serve it with rice and a little bit of tonkatsu sando, or I mean a little bit of tonkatsu sauce, and just raw cabbage by itself. But I did a cabbage slaw thanks to Joshua Weissman, which is super yummy. And then I made a sandwich out of it with homemade shokupan and Kewpie mayo, the tonkatsu sauce, and we're gonna take a bite. This is how I wanted to eat my tonkatsu. This is my favorite sandwich. I don't like fried chicken, but this is my favorite fried chicken ever. So, Kewpie mayo is honestly the best for the sandwich just because like it's just richer than just an American mayo. So go to your Asian market, go to Amazon. I'll link it down below. That way you guys can buy it because it's so good. It's worth it, honestly. It makes everything just better. Ooh.
Make it like more authentic, huh?
It makes it more authentic, yeah. Literally, this whole sandwich, not Japanese, but I could say it screams Japanese. You know what I mean? Like you got authentic tonkatsu sauce. You got authentic shokupan bread. You know, the white bread that they love. It's a staple in Japan. Then you got the Kewpie mayo. Then you got the cabbage slaw, which that's probably not. I don't know if it's authentic or not. I'm not gonna tell you that much because, you know what I mean? So, honestly, this is the best sandwich. You can pair it with whatever you want on the side, but by itself, it's just a whole meal. It's good. So if you guys want to try it, if you guys want to, if you guys want to try it, let me know. I hope you guys like this video. I hope you guys subscribe and share it with all your friends, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye.